when we think about God's creation, some theologians say that creation happened to the angels singing and to a kind of divine orchestra. And there's a reason why Lennon said that he hated music, because he said music makes you want to pet a dog on the head and you have to stay angry. And we know that Islam on many levels has a problem with music. We know that Khomeini said that Islam is not about fun. So there's something there about hating real joy. Real joy is as you talk about. And yet these evil tyrants and the left, they like to mimic, and they like to, evil, it's the truth but just slightly blurred a lot of the time, so they try to pretend they're all about joy, right? And so this is why Kamala was talking about joy, but there's always something very weird about their joy, because as you say, it's really just about misery. But there's something about Kamala's and Hillary's laugh that always struck me as being the opposite of real joy. You're a very good psychologist as well. What do you make of Kamala and Hillary's cackle?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think that the intention of their laughs, I think, is birth control. I mean, I think that if you play that sound, um, to men, it sterilizes them. I think
You mean it's the anti-Viagra?
that's right. That's right. Yeah. I mean that sound it's the harpies emerging from Dante's Inferno. I mean that's what that sound is. For all, I mean, it's an amazing thing. Kamala. Could it be that Kamala was more unlikable than the most unlikable woman of the last 100 years? Right.
Mm.
Up there with Lenny Riefenstahl and Ava Braun and Hillary and there's a it's a whole the whole gang there playing. Although they had better laughs, Lenny Riefenstahl had a better laugh, and but no, I
But AJ, if you were to just guess, we can't prove anything here, but just with Kamala, I don't know, did they just create this weird comedy or something? I think that they were I think that the demons were with malicious calculation tormenting and torturing us with the whole Biden Kamala theater. But I think it blew up in their face. But um, and I apologize for perhaps using terms I shouldn't be using, but I have to ask: is she mentally retarded? Is she mentally handicapped? Is there alcohol involved? Some of my friends say that they see some pill taking that might be taking place. Something is not right there. What would your guess be?
I mean, she's probably a day drinker. I think the most masculine man in history that she's married to, the one who slaps his girlfriends around and then drives the nanny to Planned Parenthood. Maybe he's maybe he's sparring with her during the day. Maybe they're sitting around crying in their Chardonnay all day long. I don't know, but I will tell you this: I think with her, more so than even Hillary, um, Ice Cube and Dr. Dre and a lot of other sort of early 90s rappers had a term called studio gangster. Now, studio gangster is somebody that, pretends that they're from the streets, but they're really not from the streets. Right? And Irish people have a term called a plastic patty. That's when somebody pretends to be Irish when they're really not Irish. I think Kamala, for all the talk about identity politics, really is searching for one, and she tries to like grab these little nuggets of identity, and she becomes this sort of nightmarish woke potpourri, and she's really just a phony. And she's been able, because of California's problems, to fail upward. And if there's one thing the American people can sniff, and that's a phony. The American people really like two things. They like, meritocracy, and they like authenticity. So whether you're Reagan or Trump or Teddy Roosevelt or whoever it is, Jack Kennedy, most of the time the American people can kind of tell whether or not you're BSing them. And with Kamala, she'd be a terrible poker player because of the laugh. I mean, it's her tell, obviously. I mean, her job in that debate with Trump was to get under his skin. And we know she's an expert at getting under men's skin because the woman couldn't find a husband until she was 50 years old, right? No one would marry this woman. Are you kidding me? No one would marry this woman. And look at his face. Look at Jamie's face. Look, I mean, I'm just saying, it's another one of these situations where, she seems to be more unlike. I mean, look, Hillary at least had a daughter with Bill. It's the one time that they slept in the same room together. And you know that Chelsea is Bill's kid because look at that face. Look at that Bill Clinton. I mean, look at Chelsea's face. I mean, that's like Huckleberry Hound, that face. So yeah, I mean, that's, that face has got Arkansas written all over it. So you know. So in a way, because Kamala doesn't have any children, I feel like she doesn't have any skin in the game. Like I cannot trust her with our Marines, our airmen, our Navy shipmen, our Army. I cannot trust her with the government, with especially our armed forces.
But wait a minute, AJ, I think Putin and Xi would have been really scared of Kamala.
That's right. That's right.